Welcome back. You are welcome to our class today. In today's lesson, we are going to look into the topic Ndakorita Odaome. Ndakorita Odaome. Ndakorita Odaome is a form of phonology that the English call vowel harmony. So, Ndakorita Odaome in English simply means vowel harmony. Every language that has a vowel has some vowels that could occur in forming a simple word of that language. Even Igbo language as well has that rule. Iwu Ndakorita Odaome simply is a simple rule that states that vowels in one group has to co-occur while forming some simple Igbo words. That is, when you are forming some simple Igbo words, the vowels, let's take for instance, the vowels under the light vowels has to co-occur with the vowels under the light vowels. Then the ones under the heavy vowels has to co-occur with the ones under the heavy vowels while forming a simple Igbo word. The rule is saying that the vowels in the two groups should not come together and mix up while forming a sentence. That's the one forming words that the vowels must come from one group. So let's look into some words that are formed using this rule of vowel harmony. Some words that adhere to the rules of vowel harmony. There are several words that fail to adhere to this rule. We'll still look into that. But before then, let's look at some words that adhere to this rule. For instance, where word has a simple meaning. When forming words that have a simple meaning, the vowels must come from one group. Let's take some examples. Oka, oka, corn. Oka simply means corn in Igbo language. Ogo, fight. Ogo, fight. Oji, oji, kola nut. Oji, kola nut. Okworo, okworo, okra. Okworo. So okworo simply means okra in Igbo language. Now we look into another set of words that still adhere to the aforementioned are words that adhere to the rule, simple words that has a simple meaning. Then another set of words that adhere to this rule is when you are trying to form an infinitive. In Igbo, when we try to form an infinitive, we usually add E or A to the verb root. We add E or A to the verb root. In Igbo, when you want to form a verb root, you bring a consonant and a vowel. Then you combine them together. That is our verb root. Then if you want to form an infinitive, I said you have to add E or A to the verb root. That is, it has to come as a prefix to E or A in a word. Let's take for instance let's take ri as our verb root, ri-e, which is a consonant ri and a vowel e as our verb root. I now said you have to add E or A to the verb root before you get an infinitive. When you add E or A to ri, you will find out that you will get something like iri, iri. And when you are adding the prefix, make sure that you are checking the vowel in the verb root. That is, if the vowel in the verb root is from the light vowel, that means you have to add a, which is an example of light vowel when forming an infinitive. So renown, the E is a heavy vowel. That's why we added E. Let's look at another example. Ta, ta, ta. If you want to form an infinitive using this ta, this verb root ta, then you have to add a, which is still under light vowel, which a is still under, to form an infinitive, which is a ta, not e ta. Now you have to add a to the verb root to form a ta, which is now infinitive. Let's look at an example. Cho. You have to add a, not e this time. You have to add a to cho for you to get the infinitive. I hope you understand this explanation. Another example is when forming a noun agent. When you are trying to form a noun agent, we hear something like or go, or day, or re. Or go is a reader, or day is a writer, or re is somebody that eats, something like that. Or re, or day, or go. All these adhere to the rule of vowel harmony. Then there are some words that fail to adhere to the rule of vowel harmony. Some of those words are some words, two different words that are combined together to get another meaning. Let's take, for instance, uche and nna. You will get uche nna. Uche nna noun is a word that means someone's name, that someone can bear. Uche nna. This uche nna simply means uche nna is God's will. God's will. Uche nna. Then we combine it and bear it as a name. Uche nna. Nwanne. Nwanne. Nwa is child. Nne is mother. Nwanne. When you combine it together, it will mean your brother or your sister, siblings. Dinta. Dinta. This D is a word, nta is a different word. When you combine it together, you have dinta, which simply means a hunter. Then another group of words that still fail to adhere to this rule of vowel harmony is when a sentence is combined to form a word. Remember, the first one is when two words are combined to form a word. Now, when a sentence is combined to form just a single word, you hear something like omenoko. Omenoko. Omenoko is just a sentence, but when you write it together, it will form a word that people do answer. Omenoko. Doing things when it's scarce. Then people will now come and bear it as a guy name, as omenoko, someone that does things when the thing is very scarce. Then another word under this example is akubuilo. Akubuilo. Wealth attracts enviness. Wealth attracts enviness. When you try to translate it, akubuilo, then wealth attracts enviness. But people used to conjoin the sentence and answer it as a name, which is now a word. Then another group of words that fail to adhere to this rule are some borrowed words. You know, Igbo borrowed some. Every language do borrow words from another language to augment, to promote their language, at least to make their words complete. So Igbo too, Igbo people also borrowed some words from different languages that they are conversant with, and they use those words to augment their own words. So some of these words failed to adhere to the rule. For instance, we hear Peter, Peter, P-E-T-R, Peter. When you look at the vowels in Peter, you will find out that they did not come from one group. Then we have ruler, ruler, measuring ruler. Ri-u-le-a, ruler. We have wayo, wayo is a borrowed word, wayo. A and O are from two different group of words. Suya, suya, U and A are from different group of vowels. So with this, I believe you understood what I have for this lesson. Please do practice and follow us subsequently in our teachings. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in my next video. Until I come your way, take care of yourself. Bye.